Okay. All right, folks. If you're just now joining me on my live broadcasting of Apple's 2014 iPad event, I'm going to start off the first 20 minutes right now with just the live blogs as they're going through. 10 minutes to the show, I'll come back, and once they Apple starts streaming their live show, then I'll come back and I'll give you a lot more live blogging and my commentary of what's going on. All right, folks. Hello. This is Robert here, Techie311. We're 10 minutes out from the live Apple event, which is going to present the new iPads, also the new Macs. So for you guys just joining in, I'm going to be live blogging as well as I'm going to be speaking, giving my comments and those things about what to expect and what comes out. If you tuned in about 20 minutes ago, you saw some of the live blogging that I've been doing. Got a couple of people out there in California, so I'm going to be showing what they're blogging over there, the photos, the information, those kind of things. I'm currently waiting right now for the stream to start. So as soon as it starts on my end, I'll go ahead and start continuing the live blogging, and I'll go ahead and give you guys the pictures and show you what's going on actually at the event as it goes on. So what we're expecting basically is an iPad 2 Air, something probably a little thinner, faster processors, better camera, also the Touch ID. We're expecting probably an iPad Mini 3, probably some updated iMacs, Mac Minis, maybe some MacBook Pros, maybe speculation, iPods. I don't know if that's going to even come out or not. Then Apple TVs, maybe Airport Extremes and Express. We're going to get the release date of iOS 8.1. which will include Apple Pay, also the release date of OS X Yosemite. Now, I've heard rumors that Yosemite could be available today for download. That's rumors. We'll find out for sure when the event starts. 8.1 was supposed to be released actually on the 18th, which is this weekend, but now the other rumors are stemming for the 20th, which is Monday. On my stream and see, and I'll go ahead and show you guys what's live blogging as it goes on. All right, thanks for tuning in. Okay, so you can see right now they're pretty much preparing the stage, getting things ready, apparently listening to some music. So it's good to have some other techies that are out there in California since I'm here in Texas. But the good thing is I'm able to give you guys what they're seeing there and also what I'm going to be watching as far as the streaming goes. Now, this event might not be as huge as the one for the iPhone 6, which unfortunately that live streaming really didn't work out too well. I'm hoping this one works out better. But this is also a relatively large event only because we're getting the release of Apple Pay and OS X Yosemite, plus new iPads coming out and new Macs and all that. So it's another pretty big event, not as big as the September one was. And you can see how they're presented. So far on my end, there's been no live stream going on at this point. So I'll go ahead and live broadcast this to you guys through the blogs I've got going on. Now you can see apparently they're playing some music here from the cool kids. So here you can see all the people that are attending the event, pretty much typing on their MacBooks and their iPads and their iPhones and all that, giving out their opinions and their blogs and what's going on, taking their pictures and things. Yeah, now they're telling everyone to put everything on silent. We're still about 4 minutes out till the actual event starts. Like I said, I'm still waiting on my end for the actual stream to start. We're going to see if Apple actually allows this event to be streamed very well or not. Like I said, we had those system technical difficulties last time, but we're going to check this time and see. For most of the event, I'll go ahead and leave my live blogging on. When it goes to demos, instead of wasting your time with the demos, I'll go ahead and put myself back on, give you my opinions and all that, and I'll bring you back to my live blog so you guys can see more of what's going on and everything. This will give you guys more of an audio commentary type of broadcast, as well as more of a visual of what's actually going on. Since I cannot actually show you the actual live stream, since I have a pass for that, I can actually give you guys what the people there are actually seeing and all that, their pictures, their commentaries as well. We're about 3 minutes out Texas time. It's 11:57 here. The event's supposed to start at 10 a.m. Still waiting on my end over here. Okay, I'm gonna just wait for the next 2 minutes, see if they start their stream or not. All right. I think on my end they're getting this pretty much started. So I'm waiting on it to start up on my end. Okay, so right now all I hear is just the song that they're playing, the one they're playing actually in the stadium. All right, we're at noon here, Texas time, which is 10 a.m. over there. So now it's just a matter of waiting for them to actually start. But I'll keep you guys on this blog right now. And that way, as soon as they start, you guys can at least be seeing something here. All right, looks like they're about to begin the event. All right, so now it's just a matter of them getting started. Of course, you can see on my live blogs what's going on. There we go. Starting off with their first video, of course, covering September of this year. Now, of course, what you guys are seeing here, they haven't started their stream on my end. So you're getting what the people there in the audience are actually seeing. Through their live blogs, you're getting that information now. All right, so now basically it's just a video that they're playing showing everyone who bought the iPhone 6s and 6 Pluses how packed the Apple stores were, all the people who just now are surprised getting it, activating it, and so forth. All right, and Tim Cook has finally made it on stage. All right. So now we have Tim Cook talking about more things to come. All right. So he's explaining about the iPhone 6 and how many they sold. Yeah, calling it now the best smartphone on the market. So basically now it's a backtrack of what happened on September 9th. Giving us back what happened in September, how they sold out in less than a month. Let's talk about how the iPhone's going to be available now in 32 countries by the end of the week. And then they're going to go to China today. So basically, they're claiming this as being the biggest iPhone launch ever. So this iPhone launch of the 6 beat out all the others, including the 5S. Now they're also going to move on to Apple Pay. So it's built into Passbook, and the 6 and 6 Pluses will be able to use them. This will be found out in September. And what we're waiting for is to see when this will be released. So they're going to support American Express. They've got a lot of banks. Another 500 banks have been signed on. Now they're going to point out all the retailers. Remember that my stream here that I'm doing is a little bit ahead of what you guys are seeing as far as the blog. Blog is usually a little bit after. So he's giving the information about paying online, basically using your Touch ID. And there it is. Launches Monday. So iOS 8.1 will be available on October 20th, which is Monday. So that's the release date we were waiting on. And then now they're going to go over the Apple Watch again, which doesn't get released until February of next year. So that's a good thing that they're going to do it on a weekday instead of a weekend. Okay. So now the Apple Watch. And the Apple Watch is going to have a lot of improvements before it gets released next year. They're talking more about how the Apple Watch is a more personal device. Yeah, so they're explaining about how the Apple Watch can be more of a fitness tool as well. Which I'm not sure if you guys know that Apple did get rid of the Fitbit activity trackers in their stores, I suppose to promote their Apple Watch more. Yeah, talking more about WatchKit now, which is where third-party developers, they say early 2015. We're assuming February is the month that they're planning on releasing it. But we're not sure how much needs to be worked on. Yeah, so now they want developers to do a lot of work on the Apple Watch. Yeah, the Apple Watch will be shipping soon. All right, now we're going to go into the Macs, and of course, they're going to go through the OS X Yosemite. So he discussed about the strongest product lineup. So now they're going to go through the iPads. So Craig's going to go through the iOS 8 and OS X Yosemite information. Yeah, so he's going to give the explanation on iOS 8, which we already got. Given the difference between the iOS and the Android softwares. So apparently everyone has updated to iOS 8 now, which they were thinking that it was below people who updated iOS 7. So of course they're going to show the comparison of Android. And of course, they're giving the examples of what you can do with iOS 8, such as the family sharing, which I'm currently using that one, and I actually like it. Family sharing has made it real easy to track devices using Find My iPhone, Find My Friends. Real good for installing your other apps and music and all that. And of course, predictive text and everything. They call it QuickType, even though it's predictive text. And of course, they discuss about the widgets too, all the new technology involved. Give you a little tour of the widgets and extensions. Yeah, so he's giving an example about all the third-party widgets that we now have available with iOS 8. So he's giving a lot of information about the third-party actions, things you filters. and also how to access the documents. So if you scroll down here, this is where he's at now. And then this is where he's talking about HealthKit, which of course HealthKit is going to get a couple more updates. Yeah, so now he's in the middle of talking about HealthKit. So after all of HealthKit's mishaps and beta versions, he's talking more about HealthKit. So that's probably going to be more integrated with 8.1 and as well as the Apple Watch when it comes out. And then he's going through the developers using Touch ID. And he's going through Metal now so that the game developers can create lots of fantastic games and beat out the platformers. So he's going through all the information about the. Well, actually, now he's covering Swift. So let's backtrack down here. And this is what he's currently on right now. So he's saying that the Swift computer language, new programming language, is probably one of the best and the fastest used that more developers are actually getting into. See right here, he's giving the information. So it's giving more developers a lot more things they can do, which is basically right here. So these are the new Swift programmers. All right. So now 8.1. This is what we've been waiting for. We know now that it'll be released on Monday. All right. Looks like they're going to bring back the camera roll. And then Apple Pay is coming, and we'll have a public beta for the iCloud photo library. So they're supporting the 8.1, and this is a public beta. Yeah, so every photo you take, you can put it in this iCloud photo library, and it'll show up instantly in all devices. And you can access it on the Mac or PC. So your videos too, which is good because there's been no way to share videos at this time. And so we go through the iCloud storage here. So if you don't have enough storage, you're going to have to go through that. All right, so now we're going to go into Yosemite. This is what we've been waiting for here. And they said about over 1 million people were signed up for the public beta. It's going to show the new design of OS X Yosemite. And then the clean use, about the whole change. Showing more what Notification Center can do. And the third-party content. Spotlight search has been improved. So your Spotlight search will go into a lot more internet searches and things like your phone can do. So he's given an idea more about what the browser will look like. And now you'll have all your favorites in the address field. Sort of similar to what you can do on your iPhone right now with iOS 8. And then, of course, you have your extensions as well. Okay, let's go down here. Of course, you're going to have your tab views. And then he's going to give you a comparison here of Safari, Chrome, and Firefox. And so they're speeding up your Safari speed compared to what you used to have at this with OS X Mavericks. So now they're going to help with the battery life of your Macs as well. And basically he's mentioning the MacBook Air. And so he's given 3 hours of Netflix screening. And then he's talking about Mail, how the design extends that way. So you're going to have all the same features you have with the phone, markup and all that as well. So you can actually do markup on drawings and things. And then you have mail drop too. So 5 gigabytes per message now you can do in mail. And so here's all the features here now. For messages, iTunes, iWork, all updated. And then they're also doing iTunes update. So pretty much everything you have on the Mac now, whatever stock apps and all that's going to be updated with the OS X Yosemite. It's going to go into iWork, showing more what you can do with Pages. And then, of course, you have your numbers, you have Keynote. And then iCloud Drive is going to be finally active now with the OS X Yosemite. So under Finder, you'll have it. And you'll be able to access everything upon all devices. This is pretty much a summary of what they did back in September. What we're waiting on is the release date of this OS X Yosemite. So they want to make everything kind of seamlessly, be a lot of continuity on here. There's and reminders and all that. So this is what they've been focused on here, is working together. So now they're going to talk about how they do the syncing, including the iCloud Drive and AirDrop and AirPlay. So you'll be able to AirDrop your stuff from your phone or iPad directly to your Mac. And then, of course, AirPlay to Apple TV without connecting to a Wi-Fi network. That means the Apple TVs will probably get an update too. Then they're going to have two different bets here: iCloud to connect to files and settings across many devices, Wi-Fi Bluetooth to connect devices directly as they're close together. So this one here, continuity, is the key. That's what we're waiting on for OS X Yosemite. And of course, they're going to include handoff in the Mac, just like we have now with our phones. You'll have the instant hotspots. And then, of course, you get all the SMS messages as well. And of course, you can make and receive your phone calls as well with Yosemite. Okay, now he's going to go through a demo, pretty much explaining more of the continuity between the phones and the devices, and between using OS X Yosemite. So he's going to show off handoff. He's going to show off how they work, how everything syncs together. Since I can't show you guys the demo, I'll show you back on the blog kind of some photos about it. So of course he's going in here, doing his demo, showing everything. What I'm so happy is that they actually fixed their streaming, so I've got my streaming working on my end, which is good, and I've got my live blog showing you guys what I'm actually seeing. And then, of course, he's showing you how your regular SMS messages can show up. So they're showing more about how the continuity is going to work with 8.1 and with OS X Yosemite. So you don't actually have to have your phone nearby you, which is a good thing. So he's going through basically a little demo here. So they're making their little parody here about their spaceship headquarters being an actual ship. It's just a joke for their little demo here. So now he's going to go how it's being aware of what's going on. So he's explaining, showing the demo of where you can find your iCloud Drive, showing you how the phone calls come in, showing how you can get the pictures and all that, which is basically down here. But of course, the bloggers haven't showed you where it is. So they're giving you now the Stephen Colbert information. And then showing the phone call between the two. And they do it through speakerphone. So he's making a joke phone call now between him and Stephen Colbert. So basically that shows that you can actually answer calls and make calls through your Mac without your phone actually being in the same room with you. So if you have that phone charging somewhere, you have it in a bedroom, then you can basically answer your calls just same as you can do with your messages now. So here you can see they're doing the conversation here and showing Mr. Stephen Colbert's thing. They're making their jokes, of course. Not much I can show you guys in the demo, just basically what's being blogged at the time. So pretty much what they're doing is they're giving the release dates first, 8.1, OS X Yosemite, before they go into the new products. So I think the last hour and a half will probably be on the new products. As of now, they're basically showing off the stuff because they're Yosemite pretty soon, which I'm assuming if Apple Pay and 8.1 are coming out Monday, we could see Yosemite either today or the rest of this week. So we'll have to see. And see, now they're showing how the email updates come through. So now they're going to play how they're going to play if you drop an attachment into your videos or your photos. And so now he's going to show presentations how you can actually play them directly. So now they're going to show off the Apple Watch a little more. So they're showing off another joke thing about it. And this is their supposed little video here. So it's a parody video basically showing their little secrecy and how they enter in with certain movements and gestures and stuff to get in. So it's a crazy parody video showing that Eddie Q couldn't do them and stuff. It's just a joke. So they're just basically poking fun of themselves, what it is. So now they're giving the idea more about when Yosemite will be released. And today, there it is. today. So that's what we were hoping for. They would release Yosemite today. And free, of course. And 8.1 Monday. And now he's going to go through iWork. So I think what I'll do with Yosemite is I'll give it a day because I know a bunch of people are going to be installing it today. Give it till probably tomorrow afternoon, which is Friday. And then I'll go ahead and install Yosemite, and then I'll give you guys an example of how Yosemite works. So that's good. We get Yosemite today. We've already had 3 gold masters of it. A lot of beta work and things. So it should be a pretty good and stable software. But I'll give you guys an example of Yosemite once I've loaded on my Mac and once I've got it up and running. So now he's going through the iPad now. So now they're going to talk about changing the inside of the iPad. It's going to talk about the tech and what's being changed inside the iPads. And so now he's talking about the more and more power and the things you can do with the iPad. Talking about the 225 million iPads that have been sold. So he's given the idea of how we do everything with the iPads. This is something that I'm waiting for a pre-order on this because I'm probably going to end up selling our iPad 2 and picking up one of the new iPads. Still in debate if I'm going to go with an iPad 3 since I have an iPhone 6 Plus. And now we're getting into how many were sold. And now they talk about the comparison here, where you see the iPad has shot up. And of course, you can see that the iPad beats out all the other tablets and PCs out there. Okay, so I'm waiting to see if we can get into what's going on here. Now, if OS X Yosemite is not as packed on the software and all that, and I noticed that the download is good, I might give it until about midnight or so tonight, and I'll probably install it. It's given the 100% satisfaction for the iPad mini retina. So we're looking for an iPad Air 2, iPad mini 3, and maybe even an iPad 12.9-inch screen. And now they're giving about all the things you can actually do with the iPads. And now how the apps have increased for the iPad, up to 675,000. So they're talking about the Verge now. Yeah, talking about what you can do more of with this tablet. And how the iPad Air became the best tablet you can buy. So it's been #1 so far in customer satisfaction and usages. So #1 for all the consumers. And only been about a year. It was last year, showing how thin it was, like compared to a pencil. So now they're going to introduce the new products here. And they want to make it even thinner. Now he's going to show an example video. And he's going to show the size of a pencil, which they're going to trim, that you can see in the video, which is even thinner, like trimming a top layer off of the pencil. And so now they're showing the new iPad Air 2, which is even thinner than the original one. So now they're presenting us with the iPad 2. The iPad Air 2. And he's actually presenting it on stage. He's going to show how thin. Okay, now he's going to bring Phil Schiller out. Phil Schiller will go ahead and give his presentation of it. So now you can see it's up to 6.1 millimeters. Basically thinner than the iPhone 6, not 6 Plus, but the 6. So it's much thinner, 18% thinner than the original one. And so you can see the difference on the sizes here. And when they stack up, they're thinner than the original iPad. So 2 is thinner than the original. Okay, and then of course we're going to get the same pixelations like we have with the iPhone 6 Pluses. So they've increased the display. They're giving an air gap. So now we have 56% less reflective. And of course, the A8X that was talked about the processor. It's going to be a little bit faster than the iPhone 6s and 6 Pluses. So the only tablet with the lowest reflectivity of any tablet out there in the market. So this whole new generation chip, see what the X. So it's a second generation 64-bit chip, 3 billion transistors, 40% faster CPU, and 2.5 times faster GPU. So that's going to make the iPad Air 2 run much faster than you've seen in other iPads. So here's an example of how the iPads have progressed. And now it's showing how the graphics 180 times faster. And then adding in metal, 10 hours battery life. So they're talking more about how they bring the engines for the gaming. And then, of course, the M8 processor now will still track your motion and your elevation, just like your iPhone 6 as well. And then they're going to talk about the camera as well. So it's going to have your calibrating sensors and your barometer as well. So it'll be just like your iPhone 6s. And this is the key, is the camera. Thing is, I don't know about flash. I don't see a flash. So they're calling it the best viewfinder for composing videos and photos and videos. So they're talking about how developers can build lots of incredible apps to go with it. You notice there's a Touch ID sensor on it as well. That's something that they haven't mentioned yet. So it's talking more about how the camera works and things it can do. So this gives you a little idea more about the camera. 8 megapixel eyesight, the 1.12 pixels, the f.2 aperture, 1080p HD videos. The thing is, I don't see a flash, so there's no flash built in yet. So this gives you the information about it. So it's 1.12 micron pixels, sorry. So here's the photos now, showing exactly like they showed with the iPhone 6, which I can tell you right now, for the iPhone 6 Plus, I haven't used it with photos and videos. I love them. They're much, much better than any iPhone I've ever had. So taking a picture with an iPad, well, being that if it's thinner and lighter, probably won't be such much of a problem. My cousins already do that already. So they're giving out all the clarity shots, how clear and how the color shows, panoramic views. So they're giving the example of how the backgrounds look, showing the details of the picture. And then they're showing about how you can do the first time your panoramic photos with the iPad, which I guess we haven't been able to do any panoramics with iPads, anything. It's only been the phones. And then they're going to include the burst mode, just like you have on the iPhone 6. And then we're going to have also time lapse. So he's going to give you the time lapse example in Venice. Then, of course, slow motion video. So this will actually intertwine with your phones too. So if you take any of these videos with your phone, of course, with continuity, it's going to go onto your iPad. And since the iPad 2 is compatible, all this will be seamlessly shared with each device. Then now they're improving the FaceTime camera. Get the new sensor, 81% more light. And of course, you get more face detection and burst. It's a single shot HDR. And then they've increased the Wi-Fi now. So yeah, the 802.11 AC, which is just like the iPhone 6s. And faster LTE if you have it. So it has more LTE bands than any other tablet. So basically, it's like the iPhone 6 Plus and 6 have. Sort of like an oversized iPhone 6 or 6 Plus. All right, here we go with the Touch ID. This is what we've been waiting for. I've been waiting for. So now we have Touch ID. So now you have the so it works just the same as you do with your iPhone 6s. And it'll work with all your third-party apps as well. So all the iPad shopping you can do. And now you can use Apple Pay with it. So now you can use Apple Pay for not the retail stores like you do with your iPhones, but you can do it for the online stuff, online purchases. And then they're going to show more about 8.1. Yeah, so they're going to talk about how 8.1 and the continuity work together. All right, so this is going to be another demo here. And this is going to show another demo here. So this demo basically is about something called Pixelator, which is a full editing of your photos type of app that's going to be coming out soon. And so that's what they're going to show here in the demo is basically more things you can do with it. So they're showing how you can remove objects and things. So they had a Mac version of this, and now they're basically using it for the iPad. So they're showing about how fast it is on the iPad and how much quicker the iPad's going to be in processing it. And so they're showing how the background stays the same. So they're showing how the colors can blend with the backgrounds. How you can do a lot of adjustments. So Pixelmator is going to be an iPad app that's going to be coming out. Yeah, so image editing for that one's going to be it's definitely going to be much improved. Now, whether this will come for the iPhone or not, we don't know. Right now, we know it's an iPad app that they're going to be including. So this is another editing app coming out. And this is another one called Replay. So Pixelmator is already nice on the MacBook. So basically, we're wondering how it's going to be on the iPad. Now we're going to look at this one, which is called Replay. It's another demo. And it's showing what you can do with the videos and photos and all that, how you can edit them better. So now Replay will basically create a movie out of what you already have. So this one actually shows how you can take multiple videos and automatically get them to play. So you just choose the style, choose what you want, and it'll automatically play the videos. Sort of like it'll join everything together and make it into one video itself. So it's another improvement app for the iPad. So this is basically a demo here showing you all the stuff. So apparently the A8X gives you 4 times the rendering speed compared to the old 8.7. Pretty much not even going to be used anymore. Everything's A8 now, or now the A8X. So you're going to get a lot more speed, a lot more stuff you can do with the new chip in the iPad Air 2. Now, really what I want to find out is if the A8 in the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus is just as fast as the A8X in the iPad Air 2. So that's something I'll have to figure out, and I'll have to show you guys that. So they're saying that it'll be available at the end of this month is when we'll get Replay. And that means that these iPad Air 2s are probably going to be available soon. They might even do pre-order tomorrow. We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But at the end of October, we're only talking 2 weeks from now, so it's not too far. Now it's going to give a little more information about the iPad Air 2. So here's going to give you a breakdown. The improved retina, 2nd generation chip, the new eyesight and FaceTime, the ultra fast wireless, and the Touch ID. Pretty much a lot of the same things that we have now in our iPhone 6s and 6 Pluses. So we give him more of the breakdown and the specs about the new iPad Air 2. the main thing is that thinness there, 6.1 millimeters. So it's going to be much thinner than your iPhone 6. And then, of course, they're going to give you the price breakdowns, the $499, $599, $699. And, of course, $699 will probably be the 128 gig. And that's the Wi-Fi model only. Yeah, going from 16 to 64 to 128. So no more 32 gigs anymore. And that's the Wi-Fi only model. And now the cellular version goes up to $629, $729, $829. About $130 more. And now, of course, they go through in here the iPad Mini 3. So silver, space gray, and gold. And I'll have all the new stuff, the Touch ID and everything. And that one's going to go and then there's the cellular version, the 529, 629, 729. And of course, here's the lineup. And as usual, they're always environmentally safe and all that. So the iPad Mini 2 and the iPad Air drop in price, even though they're still going to keep it in line. And $249 will be the original iPad Mini Wi-Fi only. So now you can pre-order. Here's the date, which is tomorrow. And it'll be shipping next week. So that's going to be good. Yeah, so tomorrow will be starting the pre-orders. And so they'll ship by the end of next week, which will be around the 24th. They didn't mention what's better, the iPad Mini 3 or the iPad Air 2. So that's the question. But I'm sure the iPad Mini 3 is going to have the same features as the iPad Air 2. So he's giving a breakdown of everything so far. Which means they're probably going to cover the Macs next. So now he's going to talk more about how you can use the iPads. And now we're going to move into the Mac line. So it's the 30th birthday of the Macs. And you can see how the Mac has grown. And so basically there's a lot of customer satisfaction according to the Macs. And they talk about it being the best laptop ever. So yeah, as I kind of figured with the prediction too, that they would be talking about the iPads and then move straight into the Macs. So let's see what the new lineup of the Macs are going to be. And they say now that it's going to be a retina iMac coming through. So they're giving more of a retina display. So we'll have to see about upgrading my Mac or not. We'll have to see. So now he's going to show a demo of the Macs. This is going to be the iMac. So he's going to give a demo showing basically the iPads, the iPad mini, the iPhone 6s, and the iMac itself, showing the beauty of the retina displays. Now the MacBooks will have it. And so this right here is going to be the demo. Shows how everything joins in together. So iMac now will include the retina display. So they're giving more about how stunning the retina display is going to look on the iMac. So he's showing now on 20 inches. Yes, the 51 by 20 by 280, 8880 pixels. So the world's highest resolution display. So it's definitely going to look a whole lot better than the previous models. So 7 times more pixels than an HD TV. And basically, it beats out your HD TV. You can watch all your movies on your iMac. And then, of course, it's going to be thinner as well. But he's going to give you the dimensions here. And much thinner. So 5 millimeters. Smaller or thinner than your iPad Air 2 and your iPhone 6s. And it gives you a timing control chip. And they have a new material inside. And then it's going to use 30% less energy than previous models. And so now they have a new power efficient LEDs, same brightness, using less energy. So they're showing more about more like the search mode and all that, the spotlight. They also have a new composition film, improving the off-axis contrast ratio. So they're showing magazine quality type text, showing how the photos look. And of course, it's going to run OS X Yosemite. Yeah. So OS X 10, of course, is going to come with it installed. And then, of course, now they're going to give you a little video demonstration here. So they're going to give you a lot of tips on what the Mac can do. So it's the first iMac with a Retina 5K display. So I'll show you a little more of the demo shots. Yeah, you're going to get a lot more brighter shots. And so the timing controller is the brainchild of it. And so they created their own chip. So they're running now the video on this. Yeah, they're giving more demos showing about how the display shows, what it shows, how clear, showing how they have more pixels in it. If they have the same stuff in a MacBook, I might actually be interested. Maybe an iMac, I'm not sure. Still on debate on that. If I want to replace my PC altogether, yeah, I'll go with an iMac for sure. Just got to make sure everything works for the Mac before I replace my PC. So they're talking more on the display, but haven't got to the processors yet. And it's the new 27-inch. So that's a model they haven't had before. Okay, so now Phil's going to come back on stage. All right, so now he talks more about how they built everything. Got the 3.5 gigahertz quad core i5 Intel chip. Has a new Radeon graphics. Talks about how fast that chip is. Yeah, 45% faster than the previous. And Thunderbolt 2 has been upgraded. So now you have faster storage. Of course, environmentally safe. All right, now we're going to get into this stuff. This is talking about the old 4Ks. And here's starting price at $2,499. So about $500 cheaper than a 4K display. And just still not that bad because it's going to last you forever. So this is what you're going to get for this price. 8 gig and 1 terabyte of Fusion drive. And those ship today. So we go from the 21.5 up to the 27 inches. And all these are going to have the same displays. So those are going to start shipping today. No pre-orders on that. So it's going to be for his 30th birthday. Okay, so now we're going to the Mac Mini. Of course, there's the 802.11ac Wi-Fi. That's the new Wi-Fi now everyone's using. So this one's also been updated very well. This will be the new Mac Mini. These usually run about $500–600, so these are a little more more efficient if you have your own keyboard and display. Yeah, it used to be $599. So now they're at $499. So they dropped the price by $100, and that's today. So $499. So that's not bad. The new Mac Mini has dropped in price. The question is if it has all the same stuff as the iMacs and MacBooks, but they didn't mention any MacBooks yet. They're talking about the strongest lineup of the Apple products. It's giving more explanation about how we do our lives. It's talking about more about sometimes you want to sit in front of your desk. It's talking about the MacBook. Yeah, MacBook Air and Pros have been improved. So it talks more about the iPads. Yeah, the iPad Air 2 is talking about that. Then holding it about the iPhone 6s. And then talking about the Apple Watch. And he's showing off the wearing of the Apple Watch. So now the question is, what's the next thing he's going to present? Because here's the secret we've been waiting on. So it's talking about them being incredible individually, but that they can work seamlessly. So they're talking more about how it's a magical experience for everyone. So their vision, and let's says they're just getting started though. So far, the guys there are saying nothing about a TV yet. But let's see. Thanks to employees. And nothing so far on TVs or anything. No iPods, of course. So we're going to have a lot of videos on people that are there now that are going to be demonstrating the iPad Air 2. Shows on YouTube as well. And I guess that's it. So they only made it an hour and 20 minutes. Not a full 2-hour event. That was a surprise. So there wasn't much more that they presented. Well, folks, that pretty much was the Apple event. They really didn't mention that much more. So pretty much, guys, we got the new iPad Air 2, the iPad Mini 3, which is going to be having the same components as the iPad Air 2. So those two are pretty much exactly the same, just one's a mini, one's an Air. Much thinner than the original one. We got the price points. Of course, they went up a little bit. Then as far as the iPad Mini, same thing. iPad Mini 3, pretty much same price points. Those are going to be available for pre-order as of tomorrow, the 17th. We got the new iMac, which they mentioned the processors a little bit, and they also mentioned the retina displays. Those are available today. So as soon as the app stores go back online, you guys can order those as well. He gave a full lineup about all the products and everything. They gave a big explanation about the Apple Watch being presented for early next year, but not a single mention on iPods. I think iPods are going to be replaced by the Apple Watch. Nothing about the Apple TVs. So Apple TV might get an update pretty soon, but nothing yet. There's been no mention on it. Nothing on Mac Pros. I guess the MacBooks are going to have the same display, same processors as the iMacs. The Mac Mini has dropped by $100. Supposedly it's going to have similar processors. Everything is running to the 802.11ac Wi-Fi now, so that all the products are going to be running off of that as well. And then he ended it. That was pretty much it. So it lasted an hour and a half. It wasn't 2 hours long like we were thinking. They presented all the stuff. So we have OS X Yosemite today available for download. I would recommend, for me, give it a couple hours depending on where you're at, because there might be a lot of people installing it, even though it's sort of like installing an app. You're going to see an app there in your Mac App Store. Give it a couple hours. I might even give it till midnight tonight or even till tomorrow. Go ahead and install it. Probably take you a good 45 minutes or so. Then you can start utilizing it. The only thing is, you're going to get iOS 8.1 on Monday, and the same thing. Even though it's available on Monday, probably give it till Tuesday, which would be the 21st. Then install it at that time, because I don't know if it's going to be that huge of an update or not. It might only be maybe a 10 or 15-minute update, but just to give the hype a chance to do their updating and all that, to make sure everything's functioning right. So those two are the significant updates that we have available that are coming to us. Once I have or Yosemite on mine, then I will go ahead and I will give you guys a video on it, showing you how the continuity works and all that stuff. With 8.1, there's not too much I can show you on that one that's different, except maybe Apple Pay. I might put some dummy cards on there, and I can show you guys that video. And then my decision basically is to figure out, do I go ahead and pre-order the iPad Air 2, since we need to replace our iPad 2. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I'll have to look at the App Store a little more closely and see more about the prices and everything, and also see when the pre-order is going to be, because I had a mess with that pre-order with the iPhone 6 Plus. So I want to make sure that the pre-order is going to be working pretty well. All right. So that was the Apple event, guys. I showed you the blog as it went through. There was a lot of little demos here and there. I hope you guys liked it and hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. For you guys that weren't able to tune in live, thank you for coming and watching my video and everything. I have a link below on my pre-video in case you guys didn't see that. And I guess I'll probably do a follow-up video later on what went on this event, even though this event was quite short. So more likely what I'll do is I'll give you guys a video on the new software updates on Yosemite and on 8.1. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't commented, go ahead and comment. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And I will catch you guys later with some more videos. Stay in contact. Bye-bye.